former Barclays Capital Investment Manager and financial analyst Uri Mann. He joins us now to break them all down. And
let's bring in financial analyst and author of Getting Good Jobs in Tough Times, Uri Mann. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Those are among the stories we'll cover now with Uri Mann, who joins us, financial analyst and a former Barclays Capital Investment Manager. Uri, good to see you.
Uri Mann is a business and financial analyst. He's also the author of Getting Good Jobs in Tough Times, which is tough to do, so folks need to read your book to find out how to do that.
And Uri Mann, now the VP of Sunrise Sports and Entertainment in Miami. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Let me start with you, Uri.
What's going on here is the FDIC is essentially trying to get more power than the comptroller. But, you know, not since the days of Howard Stern fighting the FCC have we seen government versus the private sector. I mean, this is really turning into a soap opera.
Ainsley, great to see you. By the way, I'm sorry I missed the memo. I see today is Wear Yellow Day.
Yellow, I know.
So,
what are you doing? What are you thinking? We'll forgive you.
You guys look great. You look great. Well, you know, that's a good question. I mean, why is there a disconnect? And the question should really be, is there a disconnect? Because in the past, the stock market has never really been a barometer for where the economy is today. In the past, it's lagged economic conditions, or it's moved forward based on momentum, which was not realistic. Currently, you can look at the economy and you can say to yourself, you know, things are doing very poorly on Main Street, and everybody wants to know. A cocktail party here at the Bank Atlantic Center Arena. I met a couple, husband and wife, both work at Citigroup, and both are in profitable business units making profits for the firm. Citigroup needs to be able to compensate these people. What happens next is suddenly the government is running these companies with some sort of political agenda. You can imagine a scenario that, for example, some demographic group, like let's say senior citizens, doesn't have access to credit cards or debt, and the government says, you know what, Citigroup, you should be making loans to this demographic group.
Right,
it's unbelievable, the timing of this. I mean, legislation is just coming out now. I made her a cup of coffee. I made her an espresso, and I started thinking to myself in my head, you know, if I didn't go to Starbucks this entire next year, I could save a lot of money. And this phenomenon is happening all across the country. People are staying home to eat, and General Mills is benefiting from this. The customers are Apple, the customers are Sony, Panasonic, and this gives them access to those customers. So I think it's a good move.
Because it created a tremendous amount of distrust. Goldman Sachs benefited substantially from AIG because the AIG was their counterparty. This is sort of like, you know, you think about the parents that tell the kids, you know, when school starts, you're not going to be able to watch TV. So they're all spending a lot of time watching TV over the summer because they know they can. So millions of dollars that went to AIG, you know, to save AIG actually ended up in the hands of Goldman Sachs. So the whole system, there's a lot of distrust about what's happened in the past, and people are looking at these bonuses and it makes their blood boil.
Tell you what, this Bing business, it's not really the story here. I mean, $100 million, Yahoo has tried this in the past with advertising, trying to promote a search engine. You know, that's not really the story. The story here is that Windows 7 is coming out. And have you ever used Windows Vista?
no, I was advised not to use it.
Yeah, well, you know, I can't even count on one hand how many times I wanted to throw my Windows Vista computer out the window over the last year because it's just been horrible, and the company hasn't recovered from the bad reputation it had with that operating system. So Windows 7 is perfect. It's coming online at the right time, right in time for holiday shopping, and it's going to be a boost for the.
I don't think so. It's not. I mean, we really need to stop demonizing Wall Street. As far as I'm concerned, this is still an economic, you know, a capitalist society, and really these companies need to have the ability to compensate their people. And maybe at NYU you're preparing graduates for a socialist economy, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not ready for that. Let me tell you something. The government should not be involved in setting compensation for employees. This is a really slippery slope.
Ice cream flavor?
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of the cookies and cream myself, but since you asked, of course.
You know, they own the Haagen-Dazs brand, and they are the largest manufacturer of cereals in the United States. So people are definitely going to be staying home more often and eating. So they're going to benefit from that.
I mean, if you look everywhere, everybody knows you go to a store, nobody's shopping, and stores are closing, and sooner or later these owners of shopping centers and developers are going to have to try to give their shopping centers back to the banks.
So what do you make of this?
Yeah, the shuttle program only has 6 more flights. I understand all the shuttles will be grounded. And then NASA and the U.S. government will be looking to private enterprise to bring people to space, both from the commercial side and also to bring their astronauts and crew. And Boeing has announced that they are going to make a very serious attempt at being that private enterprise. People think money is going to them and it's being sucked out of the economy. The reality is that I think in the next 12 to 24 months we are going to have a significant downturn, but it's not because of Wall Street. I mean, we have commercial real estate is about to fall off a cliff.
Talked about Citi and General Mills. We'll leave it there, Uri. Thanks a lot for coming on. Appreciate it.
Happy 4th of July. Thanks.
Hey, same to you. That's right. It's a holiday weekend coming up. Yuri Mann there.
By the way, pink actually does match yellow, so you're doing A-OK.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
All right, so we look good together.
You're welcome anytime. Thank you so much.
Well, you know, it's summer. I mean, look.
Yuri, James, thanks for the spirited debate.
All right, thanks for your time. Thanks,
you.
Professor Berman.
That's the best news Ari came up with. You put it out there that you're not going to CNN. Glad to have you here.
Yeah.